Ford and Toyota just shocked the entire car industry with huge news. They're ditching dealerships. This will change a lot of things, including prices, buying experiences, customer relationships, and even the global economy. Let me explain. What is exactly happening? For decades, we've followed the well-known path of manufacturers building the vehicles, shipping them off to local dealerships, and then us consumers making our purchases in those showrooms. It had a certain charm, a personal touch that made the experience feel special. But let's be honest, in recent years, these experiences have been polluted and made awful. That is what is changing. Plus, consumer preferences are shifting and they're looking for more streamlined digital-first experiences. The automotive industry is undergoing a seismic shift, and two industry giants, Ford and Toyota, know it. They are boldly venturing into a direct consumer sales model, cutting out the traditional dealership network that's dominated car sales for over a century. Now, you might be thinking that this is a risky move. That is what I thought too. But now that I've done my research, trust me, these automotive titans have carefully calculated this strategic pivot. It's not a knee-jerk reaction to current trends, but a well-thought-out plan to position themselves at the forefront of the industry's future. You see, by embracing the direct-to-consumer approach, Ford and Toyota are aiming to create a more efficient, transparent, and customer-centric buying experience. Gone are the days of navigating the maze of dealerships and haggling over prices. These automotive innovators are tapping into the evolving needs and expectations of modern consumers who are craving a streamlined, digital-first way to purchase their next car. Just imagine that with a few clicks on your smartphone or laptop, you could custom order your dream car, complete with all the bells and whistles, without ever stepping foot in a showroom. And the best part? You'll have the full support and expertise of the manufacturer behind you, ensuring a seamless and hassle-free transaction. But let's be real, the intentions behind this are not just for us to order online and make our lives easier. It's deeper than that, so let's talk about it. Motivations. Now I know what you're thinking. All of us have grown accustomed to seamless, personalized experiences across all industries. That is why they're doing this. And let's be honest, the traditional car buying process has been, well, a bit of a hassle. All those lengthy negotiations, opaque pricing, and high-pressure sales tactics. However, the intentions behind these big corporations are, as always, a bit complicated. If you really want to know why they're doing this and how it will affect you, then you have to dig a bit deeper and look into the details. You see, these automotive giants aren't just making a bold move for the sake of it. No, this transition is the result of a complex interplay of factors, all aimed at positioning them for success and getting as much profit as possible. Sure, with this direct consumer approach, Ford and Toyota are aiming to create a more transparent, efficient, and downright enjoyable car buying journey. No more dealing with the dealership middleman. It's just you, the company, and the car of your dreams. That sounds good, but more than all of these things, manufacturers want the ability to gain greater control over the sales process, which is the most significant motivator behind this strategic shift. Let's be honest, in the traditional dealership model, automakers like Ford and Toyota have limited influence over how their products are presented and sold to the end consumer. This can often lead to inconsistencies in brand representation and the overall customer experience across different dealerships. And this increased control extends far beyond just the point of sale. It allows these automakers to manage the entire customer lifecycle more effectively, from that initial spark of interest through the purchase, ownership, and even eventual repurchase. But there is one more reason why they're doing this, and this one is a bit controversial. Data. No one wants to be spied on and used for statistics, but the opportunity to gather invaluable data and insight directly from consumers is crucial. In this digital age, data is often referred to as the new oil, and for good reason. By interacting directly with customers throughout the sales process and beyond, Ford and Toyota can amass a veritable treasure trove of first-party data. This information can provide them with deep, unparalleled insights into consumer preferences, behaviors, and pain points. Imagine the power they'll have. Think about it. Information and data on how consumers configure their vehicles online could inform future product development decisions. Information on browsing patterns and purchase journeys could help optimize the digital sale funnel. Post-purchase data could provide valuable insights into vehicle usage patterns and customer satisfaction, informing everything from future design choices to targeted marketing campaigns. But let's talk about the big motivator, the money factor. And let me tell you, this is a big deal. So let's go through it piece by piece. Prices and logistics. Recently, Farley dropped a bombshell. It costs Ford a whopping $2,000 more per vehicle to stick with the old-school dealer model compared to Tesla's sleek dealer-free approach. 2/3 of that is just burning cash on ads and keeping cars parked on lots. It's like paying rent for cars to sunbathe. And here's the kicker. The recent hits, the Mustang Mach-E and F-150 Lightning, flew off the virtual shelves without a massive ad blitz. It turns out that happy customers are better than flashy commercials. And the crazy thing is that according to dealerships, lots of these cars are not doing well. Dealers report a surplus of Mustang Mach-E's and F-150 Lightnings, with the supply outpacing the demand. Many EV buyers don't go to dealerships, instead they shop online. And Ford wants to see that initial burst of sales again, and they don't want to face shortages when it finally happens. So Ford is not letting this challenge slow its EV momentum. The automaker is investing heavily in production, tripling the output of these EVs, which is again creating larger and larger piles at the dealership lots. This has resulted in some dealers declining new allocations, which adds fuel to the already expanding fire. Plus, the traditional dealership model involves substantial costs, including real estate, inventory management, and staffing. These expenses are ultimately reflected in the final price paid by consumers. By cutting out this middleman, Ford and Toyota have the potential to significantly reduce their distribution costs. These savings could be leveraged in multiple ways. They could be passed on to consumers in the form of more competitive pricing, potentially expanding market share. Alternatively, they could be reinvested into research and development, accelerating innovation in areas like electric vehicles and autonomous driving technologies. Or they could simply boost profitability, enhancing shareholder value. Now, don't get me wrong, while the potential for cost savings is significant, realizing these savings will require substantial upfront investments in digital infrastructure, logistics networks, and customer service capabilities. However, over the long term, these investments have the potential to yield substantial returns. Moreover, this shift allows for more vehicle inventory management. Instead of having vehicles sit on dealership lots, potentially misaligned with local demand, a direct-to-consumer model allows for a more agile, build-to-order approach. This can reduce costs associated with overproduction and storage, while also allowing for greater customization options for consumers. But this move is not without its fair share of challenges that the company must navigate with great care and foresight. Dismantling the long-standing dealership network, which has been the backbone of the industry for decades, is no small feat, and the path ahead is paved with a myriad of legal and operational hurdles that the automakers must overcome with strategic precision. So let's dive a little deeper into the sheer complexity of this transition. Challenges. Redefining the role of the dealership in this new direct consumer landscape will require a meticulously planned and phased approach, one that strikes a delicate balance between forging a new sales path and maintaining goodwill with these long-standing business allies. Failure to do so could lead to disruptive distribution challenges, legal battles, and the potential alienation of their loyal customer base. But the challenges don't end there. The transition away from the dealership model may also have far-reaching implications for the local economies that have long relied on these businesses as major employers and contributors to the tax base. The ripple effects of dealership closures or downsizing could be significant, and Ford and Toyota will need to carefully consider the societal impact of their strategic decisions. It's a fine line to walk. As these industry titans embark on this transformative journey, they must navigate a complex web of legal, operational, and societal considerations. The road ahead may be paved with obstacles, but with a well-thought-out plan and a steadfast commitment to their vision, Ford and Toyota can pave the way for a new era of automotive sales and distribution. It's a bold move, to be sure, but one that could ultimately redefine the landscape of the industry. Another substantial challenge lies in the significant investments required to build robust digital infrastructure and customer service capabilities to support the direct-to-consumer approach. Developing user-friendly online platforms, integrating sophisticated data analytics, and establishing efficient logistics networks are all essential components of this transformation. Ensuring a seamless and engaging customer experience throughout the entire purchase and ownership journey is paramount, and companies must invest heavily in training their customer service teams to address the diverse needs of buyers from initial research to post-purchase support. On top of that, there is inventory management, another crucial consideration that must be addressed. In the traditional dealership model, vehicles are physically present on the lot, allowing for immediate test drives and on-the-spot purchases. In a direct-to-consumer approach, this immediate availability may be more limited, potentially impacting the customer experience. To mitigate this, Ford and Toyota will need to find innovative solutions, such as offering virtual test drives, implementing flexible delivery options, and streamlining the order-to-delivery process. Ensuring that customers can still experience the vehicles firsthand and receive their purchases in a timely manner will be essential to maintaining their trust and satisfaction. After all, the customer is the main determining factor. Without satisfying us, they can't do anything at all. But that's not all. After-sales support is another area that requires meticulous planning and execution. Dealerships have traditionally been the go-to locations for vehicle servicing, maintenance, and warranty claims. As the direct-to-consumer model eliminates this local presence, Ford and Toyota must devise comprehensive plans to address these consumer needs, potentially through a combination of mobile servicing, partnerships with third-party providers, and strategic placement of brand-owned service centers. Plus, navigating the legal landscape is yet another formidable challenge that the companies must overcome. Many states have laws and regulations in place that protect the traditional dealership model, making the transition to a direct-to-consumer approach a complex and potentially contentious undertaking. Ford and Toyota will need to carefully examine the legal implications in each jurisdiction and work closely with policymakers to ensure compliance and unlock the full potential of their new sales strategy. And it doesn't take a genius to know how this will be a big deal for all of us. As the industry watches these industry giants navigate the complexities of this transition, valuable lessons will emerge that could shape the strategies of other automakers considering a similar move. And it's not like they haven't tried this before, and I'm not talking about Tesla. Do you remember the Toyota Smart Path program? They made a lot of mistakes, and things got a bit out of control. Allow me to walk you through it. Past trials. The new direct-to-customer sales approach pioneered by Tesla has already proven itself to be a resounding success, allowing them to provide customers with consistent pricing, no delays, and an overall positive buying experience. Even though Tesla faced an array of formidable challenges in charting this new course, their pioneering model has been widely praised and has served as an inspiration for other major car makers like Toyota to follow suit. Recognizing the clear benefits of Tesla's direct sales strategy, Toyota launched its own innovative Smart Path retail experience designed to cater to the growing demand for seamless digital transactions, especially in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic. The Smart Path program enables customers to start their car buying journey entirely online, save their progress in a personalized digital garage, and then have the option to either continue the process at the dealership or complete the purchase entirely through the digital platform. This unified approach has streamlined the user experience across Toyota's website, dealership websites, and physical dealerships. Toyota's Smart Path program certainly promises to revolutionize the process, but it seems reality fell short of the glitzy facade. Sure, customers could now conveniently browse, build, and even have their dream ride delivered straight to their doorstep, but underneath it all, the age-old plague of dealer markups remained. However, despite these new approaches, the fundamental issues plaguing the industry stubbornly persisted. Customers were eagerly anticipating a truly transformative experience, one that would finally address their long-standing gripes. Sadly, Toyota's grand vision fell short, and the program was unceremoniously closed in 2022. You see, simply creating a sleek online platform couldn't magically solve the deep-rooted problems that had been frustrating buyers for years. Sure, the Smart Path program offered some welcome conveniences, but it failed to tackle the real elephants in the room, the persistent dealer markups that made comparison shopping a futile exercise. Imagine the disappointment of a customer meticulously researching and comparing prices across different dealerships, only to find the pesky markup lurking at every turn. It's enough to make one yearn for the good old days of haggling face-to-face, where at least the battle lines were clearly drawn. So, it failed. But here's the thing. The program may have been deemed a failure by many, but it actually revealed an unexpected twist in the story. While the general consensus was that it was a misstep on Toyota's part, there was more to it than meets the eye. Dealerships. It turns out a key reason the program didn't succeed was that dealerships themselves actively wanted it to fail. Dealerships, just like any other company, seem to care more about their own profits than keeping their customers happy. I mean, think about it. They rake in tons of cash from things like financing, insurance, and extended warranties. Sure, the markup on the vehicles themselves helps their bottom line, but those extra services are where they really make a killing. And as more and more people started buying cars online, cutting out the dealership entirely, these guys are starting to feel the squeeze. That's why Toyota's Smart Path program was such an interesting development. They tried to disrupt the status quo by cutting dealerships out of the sales process, which would have meant less profit for the middleman. But as you can probably imagine, the dealerships weren't exactly thrilled about this idea. They had no real incentive to sell Toyota vehicles through SmartPath when it meant giving up all those lucrative add-ons and service packages. Unsurprisingly, the SmartPath program didn't exactly take the world by storm. It really shone a light on just how resistant the dealership industry is to embracing digital solutions and modernizing the car buying experience. Toyota found itself in a tough spot, stuck between satisfying customers and working within the constraints of the existing legal framework. That is why Toyota completely stopped this program and is now making a new one that gives them way more control over the entire process, from financing and insurance to marketing and advertising. As a major manufacturer, they've got the resources and know-how to handle all of that, especially since Ford is doing the same. But you know what they say, progress isn't always easy. So what is the plan? Well, this time they're not just changing gears, they're swapping out the entire transmission. Fixed pricing? You bet! It's like they've taken a page out of the no-nonsense playbook. Dealerships, they're getting a major overhaul, transforming into high-tech service hubs. Imagine walking into a Ford Center, not to argue over price tags, but to get your ride tuned up while sipping a latte. Sounds pretty sweet, right? Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Ford CEO Jim Farley is all in on this digital shift. He's talking about 100% online transactions and direct deliveries. It's like Amazon Prime but for cars. And get this, he's tipping his hat to Tesla and those innovative Chinese automakers for blazing this trail. But Ford is not just trying to keep up with Tesla, they're gunning for the pole position. Lower costs, a smoother buying experience, and a touch of that Tesla cool factor. Ford's cooking up something special. And the best part? They're bringing their dealers along for this wild ride. It's like watching your favorite classic car get a futuristic makeover. But with great power comes great responsibility, right? Dealerships are facing an adapt or become extinct situation. It's like when smartphones hit the market, either you get on board or you're left selling flip phones. In my opinion, this is a step on the correct path. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.